To join us. Hello, Jane. Good to see you again. Good to see you made it, Stephen. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, Migdalia. I'm gonna get our recording started here. Okay. We're gonna play a quick intro video and then hopefully everyone will file in by then and we will get started. All
On
right.
your computer sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put the right sound settings on. I think this is it. All right.
Hello, and welcome to the Beat Cancer Answer, brought to you by BeatCancer.Org, the Center for Advancement in Cancer Education. We believe that 90% of all cancers could be eliminated through environmental and lifestyle choices alone, and science agrees. Unfortunately, most people don't know it. So we provide the education that can help you prevent, cope with, and beat cancer through diet, lifestyle, and other immune-boosting approaches. In every video, we will feature an expert who can teach us how to become part of that 90% who could prevent getting diagnosed with cancer. But if you already have cancer, we have empowering information for you too. Over the past 40+ years, our nonprofit counseling service has helped thousands of cancer patients get back into the driver's seat when it comes to their personal journey of healing cancer and preventing future recurrence. If we helped you learn just one thing today about how to prevent, cope with, or beat cancer, then we have succeeded in our mission. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. We appreciate all of your feedback and love your suggestions. Your positive ratings help us to get discovered so we can help save more lives. Thank you again for joining us, and best wishes for good health from all of us at BeatCancer.Org.
All right, all right. Welcome, everybody, to the BeatCancer.Org weekly call. The date is December the 5th of 2024, and we have a nice little group here. I imagine a couple more people will join us as we continue. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, Jody. Here we have Dave coming in as we speak. Marinette snuck in while that video was playing. I see you. Cool. With that said, I'm going to hand it over to Carl to get us started.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. It's a great night, great night. So of course this is an open call. So we have I think some guests on maybe. We might want to let them introduce themselves.
Awesome, awesome. All right, we'll go. Yeah, we'll do quick introduction round. I'll start with myself. Nice to meet everybody who I haven't met yet. I'm Zachariah Frank. I'm the COO of Beat Cancer currently, working with Carl to run this organization and support all of our wonderful holistic cancer coaches. And why don't you just give a quick introduction, Carl, of yourself, and then we'll go around the room here.
Yep, I'm Carl Wagner, the CEO of Beat Cancer. Been working with Beat Cancer in this capacity for the past 12 years or so, and it's our mission here to preserve Susan's legacy and get our coaches out there and spread the good news of holistic cancer health.
Amazing, amazing. Why don't we go to Jody next? Just a quick introduction, who you are, what your relation to the organization is, and why you're here.
Hi, I'm Jody Brewer. I'm a new cancer coach just within the past couple of months. So I'm learning and just get my business started and really enjoy the organization and enjoy the just the opportunity to learn more every week.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for being here tonight, Jody. Let's go to Jane. Jane, you're on mute currently. Yeah, here, I'll ask to unmute. You should get prompted. There it is. You got it.
Okay. All right. Well, I've been involved with BeatCancer.org since 1978, in the very beginning, when my husband at that time had leukemia. And Susan was phenomenal. And at that time, we went to see Dr. Leah Roy, and he led Mike Stephen to live far beyond where he would have. And then recently, well, not so recent, maybe 2013, got involved again when my husband had the same rare form of leukemia and said, "Hi, Susan, I'm back again." And unfortunately, Michael died 5 months ago. But all of this time, I have been totally enthralled with BeatCancer.org and believe it is the most phenomenal organization ever. It is the only organization that I donate to because I believe in it so much. And I'm thrilled to work with Carl and to work with Zach. And I have recently become a coach. And right now, it's turning my sadness into excitement. So I feel very blessed.
Love it. Thank you very much for sharing, Jane. We're super happy to have you back.
Thank you.
All right. We'll just pan around, at least how everyone's appearing on my own screen. And how about Kathy?
Hi guys, Kathy Oliver. My husband and I started the Bowstrong Foundation in memory of our son, and we feel that we got extra time with him because of the holistic options we were doing. So I just recently signed up to start the coaches training, so I'm very excited about that. Very excited to have a like-minded community, and I know that you guys won't look at me like I've grown another head when I start talking about this stuff.
Right.
So I'm excited to be here and excited again, like to say, like I said, that to be a part of a community like this. So thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for making it out as well. And our last friend on camera, Steven, would love to hear from you. Introduce yourself to the group. Of course, I'm familiar with yourself, but thank you for joining us and what brings you here today.
Well, thanks for the invite. So I've just been looking at setting up as a health coach, and I came across the Beat Cancer website and talked with Zachariah. He told me about this, and I'm very interested in how potentially up my game. I've been looking into cancer research for almost 30 years, but I actually want to put it into practice. I've helped some people and things like that, but I've never done it as a career. And so I'm looking at doing that and just wanted to check it out. So I'm excited to be here.
Love it. Love it. Thank you very much for coming on, man. And I will go to our friends that aren't on camera. If you are able to unmute, wonderful. If you are able to come on camera, even more wonderful. Not required, absolutely. Oh, I see someone coming on. There's Maya. Maya, then how about yourself next? Please let us know, and those who don't know you, who you are and why you're here.
Well, I'm Maya, and I'm a holistic cancer coach. I came across Beat Cancer, I think it was 2019 or 20, I don't remember, somewhere around that time. And the reason I was interested in becoming cancer coach because of my personal experience with cancer and recovery. And the way I took approach, it was completely holistic. And I wanted to learn more about it, and I wanted to help people to have hope and have a choice, not just like a one-side story on cancer. You go to the doctor and they tell you, okay, this is what it is, this is what you're gonna get, and this is what the outcome is, might be. That's it. But there's a whole another side of it. People are not aware, and I'm so grateful being, part of this organization, BeatCancer.org, where I learned more. I met such a great people, like-minded people who think the way I think, and being able to help my clients in looking into the cancer, not as something is here to kill them, but something is here to change their life. So it's like a wake-up call. And that's what I'm grateful for.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Just as a reminder to everyone on the call, those who aren't familiar and haven't heard this before, if you see me looking around all crazy, I'm just making sure that all of our live streams are good. Nobody's trying to get in and emailing us, I can't get in. So I'm just constantly monitoring a bunch of stuff. I swear I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I am paying attention. Just quick caveat there. Always a lot going on behind the scenes.
We would never think that.
Yeah, I have a screen up there and then over there. Yeah. Anyway. All right. And so how about
Migdalia.
Migdalia Ray Ortega, if you're able to unmute, if you're welcome to come on camera as well. We'd love to know what brings you out to the call tonight. In case you're having trouble, though, there we are. Hello? We can hear you. It's a little low.
Okay, hold on. No.
I think it's just breaking up.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Perhaps the internet might not be so good.
Yeah, we heard that last thing. She said, "Can you hear me now?"
Oh, we got a camera turning on.
Oh,
Okay. My name is Natalia, and
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the beginning of November. I had a procedure done on the 19th where they removed the lumps, but now they're saying that I might have to have another procedure on Tuesday to remove the whole thing.
well, you're in good company here. We got Maya on. She's gone through this, and maybe a few others. So hopefully, if you have any questions, and certainly in-depth questions, we'd have to get to know you and actually do an intake. But if you have some generalized questions, I'm sure we can help you with that.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you're here to receive some support, get pointed towards some resources, and just kind of explore what the best avenue might be. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us. You're in the right place. If we don't get to all of your questions on the course of this call, of course, we can continue to chat after we hop off as well, and we'll get you where you need
Okay.
to be. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for the introduction. And let's go to Annette. If you're able to join us, I know you sometimes aren't able to join us on the call.
I have to send her an unmute.
I'll try. I'll try one time.
Zach is definitely the man behind the curtain.
He is. He is.
I do my best.
Oh,
All right.
And he can do just about anything.
Annette is still a little under the weather, so we'll give her an excusal tonight.
whenever she's ready. She's just
Yeah, no worries. Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat, Annette, if you'd like. Dave Frank. Dave Frank is my father. He doesn't often chime in, but he likes to listen in. But I will open the floor for him if you would like to unmute and give a quick introduction.
it's a family affair here.
It's all a family.
It
Yeah.
is.
It is. It is.
Oh, are you there? Oh, it's a little low. We can hear you, but it's very faint.
Breaking up a little bit.
Hear me?
A little better.
Back to you later.
Yeah, that seems good. If you wanna, yeah, if you just want to give a quick introduction on yourself.
Yeah, hi. I'm Zach's dad. I have cancer. Now I don't. It's a lot more to it than that, but to me that's all.
Got it. It's breaking up a little bit. It's getting hard to hear you, but
we got the gist.
yeah, he had cancer in the past. He did go and get it surgically removed, and now he lives a more holistic lifestyle to ensure that it doesn't come back. Is my introduction for him. So thank you for sharing. All right, that is everybody that is currently on the call. From that, Carl, where would you like to go?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Maya for setting the good example and wearing her blue blocker glasses.
Yeah,
I noticed that. And maybe Maya can tell a little bit about her story for Migdalia, so offer some hope and encouragement for sure.
absolutely. Please, Maya, if you wouldn't mind.
No, not at all. Hi, I'm sorry that you got diagnosed with cancer and had to go through this unpleasant journey. Well, the whole thing is you're in the right place. Why? Because here we are helping people to understand what the cancer is all about. Why, what do you have to know about cancer, about your body, about your hormones, about everything? To make a right decision for yourself when it comes to treatments, not just to go to the doctor and what they're telling you and you're just blindly taking it and just like go for it. So I'm the person who went through whole procedure first time when I was diagnosed with cancer. Had a breast removed, had a chemotherapy, had a radiation, hormonal replacement therapies, but that did not stop cancer from coming back. So that's when the cancer came back second time, 5 years later. That's where in my head there was like kind of a little bell that there's something wrong. If the treatment was successful, as I was told, why the cancer came back. That's what my entire I think human instinct kind of awakened, and I just start thinking, and I decided to do research before agreeing to go for another treatment because I didn't want to go through what I went through first time. And I started doing a lot of research, and when I start researching, I was just in shock what I was learning. It's not the question, why did I get cancer? My doctor said, wait, they don't know, probably genetics. So when I start learning about genetics, and in my family, we had no one who was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I was the first one at my age. I was 44 at that time. So it wasn't genetic. So when I start looking more into the genetics, it's apparently the genetic theory was debunked in 2003. This is way before I was diagnosed, and I was still told that it's genetic. So this is something that we have to always pay attention to. It's not genetic, it's more likely environmental and lifestyle driven disease because it affects, I don't know, in my case, it was a hormonal related, but all cancers mostly hormonal related. So, so logical question, why the hormones goes off balance that your body creates cancer. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to ask your doctors as many questions as you can. If your doctor cannot answer those questions, then you have to look someplace else because that's not the right doctor that you want to work with. Okay, the questions are like, okay, what is the outcome? What is the quality life you're gonna have? If you have a breast removal, is that gonna stop cancer from coming back? In my case, it didn't because root cause, underlying condition still sits in your body. By removing an organ, it's not solving a problem. The problem solving is like when you eliminate the cause, the root cause of the problem. When you look into your life, when you look into your diet, when you look into your mindset, when you look into your sleep, when you look at everything like environmental, epigenetics, and everything around yourself, and you change those, and then you're gonna see the picture. But just going for medications, your body is not, our body are not depletion of chemotherapy or radiation. The cancer is not depletion of chemotherapy or radiation. Cancer is when your body goes into the stage where your immune system is giving up on something, and you have to learn what it is. So, and when you ask the doctor, when the doctor tells you the diet doesn't matter, so you have to think about it. How does the diet cannot matter when we survive on the food? Without food, we would just die within a month and a half to 2 months. right? Food is a
Yeah.
big part of our life, our existence in this world. How is it cannot be matter? Like it doesn't make any logical sense, right? So you
Yeah.
have to understand, you have to not to be afraid asking a lot of questions. There is a lot of I would say a lot of doctors do offer holistic doctors like questionnaire that you can ask your doctor. And you can do those. I do have those questions somewhere sitting on my computer. So there's, I think, 20 questions you can ask your doctor before you agree to anything. And I highly, for example, from my personal experience of dealing with two cancers, and one was conventional, the other I did completely holistically, all by myself. And I was cancer free within 8 months, and it's been 9 years now. So you have to learn the way, what your body needs, where you're at, what your health is at. You have to work with someone who can guide you through to understand your body, because your body is giving you a signal, and the cancer is a signal that your body is not at the, that level that can, it's crying for help, basically. It's crying
Yeah.
for something that you have to change. So that's the thing you have to understand. And those are the things that unfortunately conventional medicine doesn't give patients, unfortunately. So that's why you have to look more, even though you choose to work with your conventional doctor, we highly always recommend working with coaches like us, because we bring that awareness to our clients. We help them with the dietary changes. We bring this awareness. We teach them about like I teach my clients about their body, about their hormones, about their digestive system, what their body is all about, and learning how to listen to your body to sign and signals that there's something might be wrong. And you have to learn what those are, because no one knows your body better than you do yourself.
Yeah.
What the doctor knows about you is just from a piece of paper that he reads or she reads, and will sees you for 10, 15 minutes. That's all. How
Yeah.
possibly good the doctor could know you by just within those 10, 15 minutes? It's just impossible. So it's like, its decision has to be yours, what you want to do with your life, what kind of approach do you want to take, and where do you want to be at? You have to say, like, Magdalia, right? Like, I want
Yeah.
to see myself to be cancer free within 6 months or 1 year, right? And I want to
Yeah.
have this opportunity to do it myself or work with someone who can help me out. And then you have to be open to that and not be afraid. The fear is another thing that brings people to that condition. When they out of fear, they make this rational decisions without thinking. So the fear and fight with cancer cannot go together, hand in hand. You have to drop one of them. So
Right now I
that,
have the fear.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest trigger when it comes to cancer. And that's what the oncologists do by putting fear in humans' body. I was told that I had a 15% survival rate past, because of the cancer was recurrence, it was stage 4. So if I would have gone with the fear, I don't know if I would have been sitting here and talking to you today. So the fear is something that you have to drop. You have to totally trust your body, because your body can heal itself. All you have to know how to do that. So that's
So
what I would say.
how's this resonating with you, Magdalia?
It makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think maybe the next step is maybe to get on to a phone call where you can go more into depth,
Yeah.
and and get more personal about it. This was all very general. It was all about Maya and how she did it, but I think that, it would be good to get on a phone call.
Yeah.
You can see the
Yeah.
chat on
Yeah.
your phone.
Yes.
I can put in her contact information right there for you. And then
And would any other active coaches that are on the call like to give a general idea or general words of advice for someone in Migdalia's situation? I think maybe the only actively practicing coach other than Maya right now is Annette, who I know isn't feeling well.
it's
Um,
and we got two new people that joined on, or three new people, two new people, or three new people. Oh,
yeah, we've
one came and left. But
Oh, new to the call.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, if Annette's able to talk, we'll hear from Annette. If not, we'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm not sure if we will, but that's all
I
right.
could
Yeah,
Please.
you want to
Sure.
say?
I can add if it's okay.
Sure.
Sure.
One of the things about fear, about cancer itself, is very much like Maya said, not to look at it as fear, because really the whole atmosphere of how cancer is marketed is fear-based. But
Yeah.
if we turn that around, and when Maya, you said it's a signal, it's a symptom
Espérate.
that we can
Yeah.
go a different direction and believe in actually the divine creation of your body. When we use the food that was made for our body, it's almost like a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It acts and reacts differently. So this process gives tremendous hope. And with my husband, I said to the doctors, and I think this is really important,
Mm.
when you have a note signed by God, then tell me when of a day you think I'm going to die. If not, keep your mouth shut, because that becomes a hypnotic suggestion, and no one knows. So it's important, as I would give a suggestion, to tell your doctors in whatever way you want, do not give me that hypnotic suggestion, because you don't know.
Yeah.
And
No, I know.
my doctors with Michael absolutely respected that. With Stephen, I would say to them, why are you giving me this death sentence every time we come in? And Stephen was coming in with, in a walker, and we were so involved with Susan. I was the, cheerleader and investigating everything. And the answer was, because we want you to know it's serious. Got it. We know it's serious. Now we're done with that.
Yeah.
And with Stephen, it actually became a hypnotic suggestion. So my biggest thought and for you is to tell the doctors, you control them. You are paying them. Do not give me, I know it's serious. Don't give me something that you can't back up. And the only way you could back it up is a note signed by God. And look at this, throw the fear away and be excited. And I know that's hard, but we're here to help you. Be excited about changing this. And then you have a whole new way of life. Michael lived many, many more years. Michael followed the diet to the T. And many times a man won't. He was great at it. We were blessed that Dr. Bazan and BeatCancer.Org, Dr. Bazan knows Susan. So our doctors were together. So bring the hope that you have a new life. And this is just a blip to give you that signal. Okay? Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Very
I might want to
beautiful
jump
side.
in a
Yeah.
bit here too.
Yeah.
That's
And the
okay.
conversation definitely does not have to end here.
Yeah, I might want to jump in a little bit if I could.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is part of our mission statement. So one of the things that we tell everybody is you can accept the diagnosis, but not the prognosis.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they
Yeah.
tell you.
That's good. I like that.
And the other thing is that we have through research and all the big cancer organizations agree that only 5 to 10% of all cancer is caused by your genes. Yet 32 cancers are caused by being an unhealthy body weight. Right? So if we could all get into a healthy body weight, we'd eliminate 32 cancers right from the face of the earth, right there. So
Yeah.
but what they've also found in that same study that they found only 5 to 10% were caused by your genes, that 90 to 95% was caused by lifestyle and environment. Lifestyle, diet, and environment. So it could be, drinking too much or smoking too much. I mean, they're easy targets. Bad diet, easy target. Uh, live work in an environment that's not good for you. Or live next to a golf course, even that's pretty terrible. Um, but it's things that are almost 100% in your control, right? So this
Yeah.
is
But
the
if it's, I'm sorry,
I right.
if it's in your genes, if it's in my genes,
It's
if
not
it's
in your genes.
if it's in your genes, we can address that as well. So through the
Yeah,
science of epigenetics.
yeah. We
Yeah,
you can manipulate your own genes
yep,
by changing your life and your lifestyle and your diet.
yep, yep. Through
You
the
can.
science of epigenetics, what they've found is um, twins separated at birth through adoption. One twin has healthy outcomes, and the other twin has bad outcomes, say heart disease, diabetes, cancer. And these two people have exactly carbon copy exactly the same genes. They're duplicates of each other. Why did one have healthy outcomes and the other have uh, bad health outcomes? And what they determined was it was lifestyle. So your genes can express one way positively, which would be benign, nothing happens, or good health happens, or negatively, all through lifestyle. So Susan used to say it best. She says, your genes might have loaded the gun, but it's your lifestyle that pulled the trigger. So
Yeah.
your gene. At Beat Cancer, it's our goal when we work with a person like you that we don't only help you, your family sees what happened, your family starts to adopt your lifestyle, and then if you would say, "Oh, well, my mom got breast cancer, all my aunties got breast cancer, my grandma got breast cancer, it just runs my family," we can stop that and cut that chain right there. And forever after you, your descendants, the lineage, your generations
yeah.
never say that anymore because you have changed that. You have this opportunity right now to stop that in your family for
Right.
generations to come. And that's
Very,
And as I said, like the generic gene theory was debunked, scientifically debunked in 2003, that the cancer is not a genetic disease. Maybe one or maybe like at the max 3 or 4% could be genetic, but other than that, it's all lifestyle and environmental driven condition. And I have seen many people who were turned down by conventional system and let go home and die, basically get hospice, that they had between 2 weeks to 2 months to live. They had reversed their conditions.
Yep. We've seen it here at Beat Cancer
We've
too.
seen it, yeah, we've seen,
People.
so, yeah.
Well, we wanted to make sure that we introduce. We have two guests on the line. If they could, we'd like them to introduce themselves and why they're here.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
That'd be
Before we
fun.
move on, real quick, I'll just give one last analogy for Migdalia to, visualize the gene thing that I like to put it this way. Think of it like playing cards, like playing a game of cards, right? Sometimes you are dealt a hand of cards that isn't so good. Sometimes people's genes might be a little unhealthy to begin with. Because, of course, our DNA gets passed down, our genes get passed down from our families. And sometimes our families might not have made all healthy choices always. So there is some truth to sometimes our genes can be a bad hand of cards. But you have the choice throughout your life to play your hand
Better
differently. Exactly. You could play the game a different way. You could put down this card, you could pick up this one. What happens though is that in families, a lot of the time, everyone plays their cards the same. So they end up getting the same experience in return. And then their hand of cards stays not so good. And then they pass the not so good hand of cards to the next generation. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about learning to play the game of life, the game of health, a little differently, picking up a better hand of cards and holding on to that. And then you can pass that good hand to future generations, and then you could teach everybody else around you to play the game in that healthier way. That's the genes thing. That's kind of the way I like to put it, to visualize it in that way. So I do hope that helps.
No, it does.
Nice.
Migdalia, I had in my 20s, I was told I was pre-diabetic. And my father is diabetic, both grandparents on either side. And the doctor said, listen, just accept you're going to be diabetic. And I said, doesn't work for me. What can I do? You won't do it. It's up to me. So he said, okay, go off sugars for the rest of your life. So I did. And knowing that, exactly what people have said, and Zach said it perfectly, it's kind of in a lousy deck of cards. So for my children, there were no sweets in the house. There were no sodas except mommy soda, which was club soda and juices. And they grew up not having sweets. I am now 76. I do not have diabetes. My children do not, and they are teaching their children how to eat in a healthy way without sweets. So that's our story that really happened, and it can be done.
Perfect example. Thank you very much for sharing, Jane. I want to make sure that our new friends get to introduce themselves. So I'm going to hand it over to Joyce. Joyce, thank you for joining us tonight.
I've got to run to my next meeting. I'm gonna have to go. Bye, everybody, and good being on for a little bit and hearing about it.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Bye.
Thank you.
Seeing you,
And
Stephen.
we'll chat later.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So as I was saying, Joyce, the floor is yours. If you'd like to unmute yourself, let us know who you are and what brings you to the call today. I'm gonna prompt for you to unmute, and it is your time to grab the mic if you feel so called to. And if not, that's okay. You can enjoy listening in. Going
All right,
once.
Lisa.
That's all right. We'll circle back to Joyce if she'd like to unmute at some later time. How about Lisa? Lisa, same questions for you. We'd love to know who you are, what brings you out to the call tonight. You're welcome to unmute. You're welcome to hop on camera if you're comfortable doing so, or you could even chime in the chat feature of the Zoom if you'd like to. The floor is yours, Lisa, if there's anything that you'd like to share with us. Oh, I see an unmute.
I got those on sale too. I thought they were fake, but apparently not.
What's
They
that?
make different tiers. Those are for like light use.
So is this okay for phone usage?
Yeah, Lisa, you're on.
Yeah, we can hear you now, Lisa.
Hope you enjoy. I'm gonna go walk the dog over to Cleveland. I found some new food they're selling at Publix. It's got gravy on it, like chicken broth, and you just add warm water.
A little bit of water.
So they're not a lot of
They
them.
like that.
But they only have small bags. They have small
All right,
bags.
I think she may have muted
So you
accidentally.
gotta get
We
each
got
of them a
some-
bag.
It's like $14 for like a little bag. But I compare that to some of that.
Lisa, are you there?
food.
Going once,
Some of that food is like $45 for like an 11-pound bag.
going twice,
Like that's
and
barely a week for them.
muted again.
Yeah.
If you are there hearing us, do feel free to unmute when you are there, or chime in on the chat and let us know what brings you out. We have some questions in the live stream chat that
Oh,
I'll
how about
post to
that?
the group. We have someone asking, how do I determine whether I have a bad lifestyle or not? And that's from our friend Vivian on YouTube. Vivian, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm gotta say, that's a very difficult question to answer. It's a very
Very.
general and vague question because what does bad mean, right? Different people are going to have different definitions.
Level,
Um,
levels.
yeah, and there's different levels, right? Listen, there's always some sort of unhealthiness in life, right? I do certain things that are unhealthy. So does Carl. So does everyone on this call, right? It's very difficult to live a perfectly, quote, good lifestyle, right? But it's about educating ourselves and arming ourselves with the knowledge of what kind of things have what kind of impact on our body and mind and overall life. And then this way we can have a personal decision to make in any given moment of like, okay, what are the pros and cons of doing action A? What are the pros and cons of doing action B? What are the pros and cons of doing action C? And you could just figure out what works for you. There's no right and perfect combination to make a good lifestyle. I think if there's some overarching themes, staying away from artificial foods, that's
Yep.
great. Staying
Process.
away from chemical body products and cleaners in the household, that's a universal good lifestyle habit. Um, Staying away from toxic people and relationships that really, stress you out and use you and overall kind of hurt your heart. That's a good thing to keep in mind if you want to live a good and healthy lifestyle. But I don't know. Vivian, I welcome you to join us on the Zoom itself. If you're not sure how to do so, you can do so by going to BeatCancer.org, clicking on the weekly call button right at the top, and joining the Zoom from there. And this way we can kind of hear more from you about some of the things that perhaps concern you and make you think that maybe you have a quote bad lifestyle. And then we can address um, some of that with you more in depth. But how do
So
you
many other
determine
things.
if you have a bad lifestyle? How do you feel? Do you feel
Yeah,
good? Do you
Yeah.
feel bad? Mentally, physically, how's your energy? How is your sleep? Right? These are things that you have to just kind of gauge yourself. And unfortunately, we're not like a video game character where if anyone's ever played a video game where you walk around and you're a little person and you have a little bar over your head that says you need to eat food, or you have a little
yeah,
bar over your head that says you need to drink water. Life would be a lot simpler if we have those, but it's a little more difficult than that. We do have to kind of sometimes self-monitor and analyze and just really get a sense of how we're doing in order to gauge how our lifestyle is currently doing. So I hope that helps at all, Vivian.
Yep.
If you are still with us on YouTube, we have another question. Um, I mean, does anyone else have any thoughts on that? It was a very
I
general.
would say that if you're not physically active, that would lend itself to detriment to your lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, a body in motion stays in motion. And
right.
there's no one universal way a body should look. Everyone's body mass is, a little different, height, weight, carrying differently, but do need to maintain honesty with ourselves and understand if we could get in better shape. And if that is the case, then it's important to make efforts to do so, both in the kitchen, but also in physical motion as well.
And I would say
Yeah,
two more things are attitude, your general attitude on life and how you deal with stress. Those would be two big ones because when you're in stress, you cannot be in a state of stress and healing at the same time.
yeah.
Does not work.
Yeah.
So it's basically like if you wake up in the morning, you're happy, you don't have fatigue, you enjoy your life, you go to work, you love what you do, and you don't have any problems physically and mentally, then you're in a good place.
Yep. It doesn't
Right.
mean it doesn't mean that life doesn't throw you curveballs or there's not
Right.
stressful things. I mean, it is, but the attitude of how you accept those
Right.
and what you do about them and how you react to them, that's all on you.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the things I learned is pretty much everything's my fault. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. You know, how people deal with me, well, it's because I've allowed them to deal with me in one way or another way. Right? So you learn how to accept that and then make the changes for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have another comment. Someone said, totally agree to something we were talking about before. They said, I told my oncologist not to tell me the stage as I didn't want that to negatively affect my mindset.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good point. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, Bernadette. That's a yeah, very powerful mental, you know, tool to maintain for yourself of yeah, okay, this is happening. Know it's happening. I'm not gonna tell myself this like crazy number that makes it sound worse than another number. I just know it's going on. So I'm gonna do what I can in my power to work towards a better
Right.
scenario.
Yes.
And-
Cancer, excuse me. Sorry. Cancer is about acceptance of your condition and letting yourself to learn and willing to change. That's it. You cannot ignore or avoid cancer when it's there in the body. You have to accept it and know that it's there to change your life, to change you, basically. It's a sign and a signal. It's here. That's what I did. Okay, I understand you're sitting here and I know you're here. I'm aware of it, but now I'm willing to let you go and I'm willing to change. So this is all about, the cancer is all about that. Mentally and physically, you're ready to do what it's going to take to let it go. You know, but you cannot ignore or avoid something that is present and existent in the body just because you're afraid. The fear that you have, you cannot ignore that, you know, in terms of like, you got to accept the cancer because it's there, it's present, but you're willing to change it and letting go. So that was from my personal, you know, process with cancer.
Right. And we want you to know at BeatCancer, you get to be a partner in your healing. So typically the way it goes with people that get cancer, they go to the doctors and they're told do this or die. Basically, you get an ultimatum, and then on top of that, they psychically figure out when that's going to happen and tell you. So it's very, very different when you're working with a coach. You get to be a partner in your healing, and you have somebody to talk to, and that's not afraid to walk that path with you.
Right, because 99.9%, it's your responsibility. This is what I realized for myself. It's my responsibility to learn, to educate myself, and to do what I had to do. It's no one else's responsibility. No one can do the things for me anyhow. It doesn't matter how much I would want them to do it, but no one can do it because no one sits in my body and no one knows those signs and symptoms. A little poking here, a little poking there. No one knows them. You can explain to someone what you're experiencing, but no one physically would know what you're experiencing yourself. So, and that's why when it comes to you, no one is gonna come and make those juices for you. No one is gonna come and do those exercises. No one is gonna sit down and do those meditations for you. You're the one who's responsible, putting them on your schedule and doing them. So, and that's what cancer actually taught me to acknowledge that, to learn about it, and to implement and fight.
Yeah, take
You know.
responsibility.
Right, taking responsibilities. Like if someone would told me that at the time that I was crazy, what I'm doing is like, what are you doing, Maya? You're playing with fire, like you're crazy. That would have been so easy to change. I mean, to reverse cancer by changing your diet. So many people die from cancer. Why aren't they doing that? But deep inside, I knew that I can do it and not to give up. And I trusted myself. I trusted my body. And that's the most important part, that you have to trust your body. Is our body designed to heal. It's a most magnificent system that we have inside that knows what to do. It changes its own chemistry every second based on what you're putting and what you're dealing on a daily basis inside. That's what our body is, very intelligent, and we have to trust that.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. We have around 10 minutes left. Carl, you have any particular thoughts, or shall we open up for some Q&A or hear some general thoughts from
Yeah, last week I told a story about Barb, and she was stage 4 with ovarian cancer and came to Susan 19 years ago and just recently called. 19 years later, past her death date, she's 84 years old, cancer-free. Another woman met Susan early on, and I haven't heard from her in a while, but that's because she was 95 years old about 4 or 5 years ago. So she may or may not be with us still. I don't know. But she was 35 years past her death date. She was stage 4 when she came to the center. The prognosis for her was weeks to live. Susan and a couple of ladies juiced her back to a state where she could receive some treatment, not chemo, but some treatment. And from that point, changed her lifestyle. And she was, last I heard, she was 95 years old, 35 years past her death date of stage 4 cancer. So these things do happen. Not saying everybody lives, not everybody accepts our advice, not everybody runs with it. Some people come too late, but some people come in very late stages and wind up living long, healthy lives and dying of old age and not necessarily of cancer. So that's words of encouragement for anybody.
Most of the time, I would say about 90%, if not more, the people who die during cancer, they don't die because of cancer. They die because of the complications of the treatments that they have, toxicity of the treatments they have.
Autotoxicity is definitely one of the 5 killers. Desperation is another one, because they're set into a state of desperation. That's really big, and Jane touched on it. Like you cannot buy into what they tell you, right?
Right.
Another one is lack of nutrition. Because they're told they can eat anything they like, but they're not hungry, and when they do eat, they're eating deficient foods. I don't know how many times I've heard from people that their oncologists recommended they go to a nutritionist in this hospital, and the nutritionist gave them Boost. Boost is
right, or Ensure.
It's terrible. It might as well be a
Red 40 Pedialyte to wake them up after.
Right. Or they do give, like during chemotherapies, they serve cookies and crackers and candies. When you walk into in cancer, when I would work to oncologist office, right by the receptions, they had a bowl with candy. This is for the cancer patients. This is just unacceptable, I would say.
It's absolutely unacceptable. I mean, anybody that understands that they use PET scans to find cancer, and that's irradiated sugar that they inject into your body, and it's just sugar that goes and is attracted to the cancer, and the cancer eats that sugar, and then therefore the irradiated sugar shows up on the scan. I mean, how can we deny that sugar is cancer food? I mean, we all know that. Well, we know that, but maybe other people don't know that. Hopefully, when they join these calls, they'll learn that. But any doctor worth their salt that's giving out candy treats and nutritionists suggesting Boost and other such products, I really just don't know where the mind is at.
Yeah.
And this is holistic. We're not even getting into like drinking celery juice or anything like that. We're just saying, cut out the BS.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Cut out the
Well,
crap.
you know,
Part of it. Yeah.
go ahead, sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, even though if they won't tell people go drink celery juice, but if they would tell people cut down on carbohydrates, eat like a whole food,
Right.
watch your diet, that would still be 100 times better. Because people don't have to go like crazy on drinking juices and things like that. It's not like, but eliminating those toxins, teaching people how to eliminate them, that would still be good,
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
yeah,
we say it all the time. If you have heart disease or diabetes, they send you home with a laundry list, like a big list of things to avoid and things to do. Lose 10 pounds, stop having so much processed foods with salt. You know, they tell you exactly
right.
when you get cancer, they don't tell you anything.
No, my doctor told me nothing. When I asked the doctor, I said, is there a diet that I can follow, oncologist? She said, no, there's nothing. You can cut down on carbohydrates a little bit. That's all she said. But other than that, at your stage, there's nothing is gonna help you.
Right. Yeah, good
Yeah.
advice.
Right. But guess what? It did help, once I changed all of those things, it did help.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to
System,
yeah, it is. It's crazy system.
right?
We could get into the weeds with that, but we won't.
That's why we're here for, to teach people, right?
Yeah.
To teach people to know and learn. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we have like a minute or two.
Maybe Migdalia has any questions. I don't
Yep.
know.
It's final thoughts.
Yeah, you're muted currently. There you are.
Okay, now. No, I'm listening and observing. Holistic is the way you eat, right?
It's
Holistic is
everything.
everything.
It's everything.
It's everything. It's your mindset, the way you eat, the way you expose yourself, what you expose yourself, basically toxins, whether it's environmental, what you put in your body, what do you wear, it matters. So everything matters. That's holistic. You have to be it's basically connected. Your mind body has to be connected. Your body listens to your mind. That's most important part. Your body is not going to do anything without your mind telling your body to do something. And you have to learn how to put your body in that stage, because you're not going to go and get a cup of water unless your mind would say, okay, I'm thirsty, I'm going to go get a cup of water. Then your body is going to get up and go get that water. So you have to understand that you can signal your body, you can command your body. You have to learn how to do that. You can command your body signal to heal, but at the same time, you have to learn how to do that. And what you have to do is like by changing a lot of things. So it's a whole thing. You're not dissected human being. Like, let's say your heart is there, your leg is there, your stomach is there. Like, you have a whole one body. And that's why, you have to understand this is like a one whole thing. And that's what we work with. That's how we work.
Everything affects the other thing. Right.
Now, how do I get more information on that?
You can
On
visit
what to eat, what to
Well, there's a lot of different ways. We have some holistic cancer coaches on with us right now, who, if you're interested in speaking with them more, you can exchange information. You can also talk to the counselor that we have here at the center with whom we offer counseling. That's another option. There's a lot of different directions that you could go. It's about finding the one that works for you, but we are here to help you find the one that really calls to you. Carl, what were you going to say there?
well, I'm going to just add to that. I'm going to add a caveat. So, and I'm going to add on to what Maya was saying. So two people can be exactly the same on paper. Same gender, same age, same
Cancer.
weight, same ethnicities, same diagnosis, same stage of cancer, but they're wildly different people. So when Maya was talking about holistic, the way she would deal with one person, person A, who looks on paper the same exactly as person B, they're going to get completely different treatment plans.
Yes.
I won't even say treatment plans. They're going to get completely different lifestyle plans,
Right.
even though they look exactly the same. But if you went to a cancer through oncology or traditional cancer route, you would be exactly the same people, and that's where we totally disagree with medical treatment.
Yeah.
And they get the same
Right.
treatment.
Right. We work as by individuality. Like for them, the way I work, before I would tell you what to do, like I would recommend to do my suggestion, I will get your entire history. I will understand who you are, where your body is at this point, what your history. I would put all of them in front of me, and then based on who you are, I would create an action plan for you. That's going to be basically particularly for you only. We don't have stuff like, oh, I have this plan that everyone is going to go visit, because we're all by individuals. There's no such a thing that one's diet could fit another person's diet.
So
There's no such a thing.
That's the way we train our coaches. All
Yeah.
coaches will do that. It's you as an individual. But go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, so to answer the question very simply of what next, right? Because ultimately that's the question that you have. What do I do next if I want to keep learning? So I'll just briefly mention to you the different options of places that you can go within Beat Cancer to continue to learn. So obviously you can keep showing up to these weekly calls. That's one. You can look through our directory of holistic cancer coaches and potentially work with one and hire one. That's two. You can also take the educational program itself that all of our coaches have been through, and this way you learn what they learned for yourself. And that's something that a lot of patients like to do as well. That's three. We have books, CDs, DVDs, if you want to learn that way. That's four. We have blogs that you could read for free. That's five. It's a long list. So you see there's a lot of different things that you can start to explore. We welcome you to connect on social medias so you can watch more of these long videos or other types of long videos that we have, or even see like the small little clips that have good ideas in there. And these are all different options of things that you can do. So you could hire a coach, you can take the program yourself, books, DVDs, more videos to watch. Keep coming here. These are kind of the specifics of what you can do next. Does that help?
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Just the basic thing is come to BeatCancer.org. Everything's there. If you're having trouble finding things or you need more direction, just contact us at support@BeatCancer.org. Or there's a help desk right there. As soon as on every page, there's a little help desk in the lower right hand corner. And as soon as you go to that, somebody will contact you within the next 24 hours to help you with your questions.
Okay. That sounds good.
We make it very convenient.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
lots of options, but sometimes too many choices makes it hard. But you have
we try to have it all. We try to have it all because everybody learns a little differently, and everyone has different things.
That's what people who just get diagnosed with cancer, that's where the confusion comes, because they get bombarded with this information and they don't know where to start. Maybe it would be wise to get someone to help you to start and then go on from there, because that's in my practice, that's what I come across all the time. I don't know where to start. Basically, that's what people come with. I know I've been reading, I've been researching, but I don't know where to start. So that's what the biggest problem. you know.
That was the first thing that Susan taught me with Stephen, that the person who is sick needs someone to help them with the research, with everything else, because they don't really have the energy. And
Yeah.
that's a very important part. And
And,
the
and
other
even
thing that
worse, they
we,
could get bad information.
I'm
Right.
sorry.
Even worse, they could get bad information.
Well, right,
Right.
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 I mean, when I was involved with Stephen and with Michael, you know, I was the one who was involved with BeatCancer.org more, and then we would set up the meeting, and then Michael would come in, you know, because
Yeah.
you don't have all the energy sometimes if you can have that support person. And the other thing that, you know, is important is spirituality.
Yep, I agree.
That's a
Yeah.
very, very important part there to realize two things. God has created a tremendous system in our bodies that if we help it work, it's going to work. And second of all, we become guided with that spiritual connection to go
Yeah.
here, get there, or call this person, or call that person.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it. And Carl, you mentioned the idea of relationships. If we're in an unhappy relationship, that is really going to make our body sick.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because it pulls us down.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you to you, because
thank you.
you've shared so much, and I think you're
Thank
so
you.
wonderful.
And she's got the coolest glasses.
Yeah, I don't understand about the glasses. Tell me the glasses.
Migdalia, I want to make sure that we can real quick before we get to the glasses. I want to make
Okay.
sure that we can get you where you're looking for, make sure that we don't get disconnected or there's no confusion. If you would like to, you could put your email address right in the chat, or you could even private message it to myself or Carl if you know how to do that on Zoom, and we'll follow up with you, and this way we can check in with you and make sure that you're finding everything that that you're looking for. Is that
Okay,
something you'd
I'll do
like to
that.
do?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna look out for that in the chat now.
Yeah. Okay. Can I go on with the glasses? I know we're
Yeah.
like over the on
Yeah.
the top of the hour. So the glasses is basically blue light blockers from the computer and the cell phone. And all the blue light that we have in the house here, we're renting a house, unfortunately, so the blue light affects our health a lot, particularly when it comes to the evening time, because the signaling through the retina of eye to the brain, the blue lights, I would say, interfere or even breaks down this signal that called melanin that basically transfer the signal to our brain that helps the body regulate or nervous system regulate other things like production of melatonin or sleep awake sign. I mean, there's a lot of things that particularly hormones like hunger hormones or other hormones, a lot of hormones. So when we've been exposed to blue light, that melanin gets damaged. The signaling doesn't happen, strongly. And it does affect production of melatonin. Like when people cannot fall asleep, when they sit in front of the screen, they might, it might, and it will probably interfere in the production of melatonin. And then people are having a hard time falling asleep. That's why, like a young generations, they keep staying up like until 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning by looking at the screen. So this blocks it, and it helps like melatonin production and other things in the body, because our eyes are. Our body, as I said, our body builds such intelligently. We get a lot of signals through retina of our eyes to the brain. One of those signals, like when it gets dark outside, the brain gets signals, okay, it's dark outside, body is ready to go to sleep. And the brain produces melatonin. And that's what makes us tired and we go to sleep. But when we interfere with that production, which we do nowadays a lot, and we cannot fall asleep. Not being able to sleep. Sleep is basically a repair mechanism of our body. So that's when a repair doesn't happen. There's a lot of hormonal imbalances comes into the picture because during sleep, our hormones exchange with each other. The liver detoxifies when we sleep. There's a lot of things happens. Like basically our body, our liver our body cleans up itself from the day before and gets itself ready for the next day. So when we don't allow that, that's where the healing doesn't happen, you know? So that's this glasses. We wear them, my entire family wears them as soon as it gets dark. And we sit in front of I do sit in front of computer a lot all day. So I try to wear it as much as I can.
Yeah, blue light protection is a really, really essential part of modern life. You'll see I just put one of my pairs of blue light glasses on. I actually have two. Sometimes I double them up for extreme protection. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, there are different kinds. Not all of them are, so orange like that. These are a slightly tinted lens. The physics of it are that the artificial screens put out all sorts of different colors, right? You can see on your screen there's white, there's black, there's blue, there's purple, everything. But part of these artificial LED screens, part of their output is outside of the range that our eyes are designed to be able to handle. They're outside of the visible light spectrum range that our light or that our eyes and then our brain can interpret. The problem with that is when our eyes are exposed to the light that they're not designed to intake, our eyes can't process them properly. It doesn't get filtered properly. It just doesn't get absorbed properly. And that's why it causes the damage to the eyes, which then therefore is connected to the brain, and it has all this disruptive effects. So
Yeah.
glasses are just one way that someone can protect themselves from blue light. You can actually also put screen protectors on your device. So you see how my phone screen is kind of blue right now?
Mhm.
So the phone is off. The reason my phone screen looks blue, I mean, when it's on, it looks normal, but the reason it looks blue is because the screen protector itself actually is blocking some of the blue light frequencies from passing through. So what you're seeing when it's blue is the blue light bouncing off of it because it can't pass through it. And then, of course, it also works the other way. When the screen's lit up, the blue light can't get through. You
Yeah.
can also, so that's a screen protector that you could put on your phone or your computer. I'm not sure if they have them for like giant TVs, but maybe somewhere. You can also adjust the settings of your devices, be it your phone or your computer. And this way, the screen itself, the output, you can adjust that to be a little less blue as well. Many modern devices have this mode called night mode or night shift, and it makes it a warmer hue rather than the cooler hue. Warmer being a little more orangey, cooler being a little more bluish. So you can actually change the settings on your computer or phone to not put out such blue light in the first place. There's a lot of things that you could do, and when you start doing them all, or at least a combination of them, then you get really protected.
Right.
But Jane, I was hearing you start to ask where you can find things like
Yes.
these.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
basic
bought mine
answer,
off of Amazon.
yeah,
I was just going to ask you if that was
everything's on Amazon.
you buy anything from
Everything,
Amazon.
yeah, it's
Yes.
on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon, eBay, if you're old
right.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Okay.
becoming more and more common as
Mhm.
the public, adopt and really start to understand these things more so than us fringe lunatics. But
Yeah.
so perhaps they'll be in Walmart sometime soon. But for
Amazon's
now,
Oh,
good.
Amazon
hopefully,
Amazon has a variety of styles, different frames, different materials,
Yeah.
orange,
yeah.
more clear looking.
You just have to
Yeah.
make sure you get 100%, amber glasses. They might be a little brighter color or yellow like mine. The nightshade that Zach was talking about, yeah, it would put your computer into the nightshade mode, which is going to make it a little softer like colors, but that still does not block the blue light completely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it still does. And there's a lot of research and studies that the blue lights, which is LED light, do interfere with the mental stage of even a child. A lot of autism, like stages autism, has been linked to a blue light exposure. So in schools, when they change the blue light, the signs of ADD, ADHD has spiked up. So even in the house, I ordered incandescent lights. So that's another thing that you can change from LED to incandescent lights. They are very old-fashioned, old-school lights, and they're gonna go off market, I believe. So in 2028,
They won't completely disappear. They're doing their stupid tricks. They're
right,
banned. You
they're
could buy them
banning
for
them.
you
Yeah.
could buy them for, appliance use now. That's the legal caveat
Oh,
loop.
for clients, yeah. So, but anyhow,
yeah.
what we want to say is like there's a thing behind those blue light, though those were invented intentionally, but it's easier to manipulate, I believe, so the population of people, but we have to be smarter than, have to learn how to protect ourselves. So
Yeah.
this is one of the parts of our healing. When we talk about healing, this is a part of the healing. You'll learn a lot of things by working with people like us, I would say.
Yeah, the light bulb thing is huge because, people think, oh, I'm going to put my phone down, I'm going to turn my computer off, and then I'm safe from blue light. And then they go and walk around their entire house and it's flooded with artificial LED induced light, and they're just absorbing that all the same, if not more. So yeah,
Yeah,
replacing LED or the compact fluorescent lights or even extended fluorescent lights with standard halogen or incandescent type
right,
bulbs,
right.
that's the way to go.
You can listen to, there's a Dr. What's his name? Jack Cruz. He's a neurosurgeon. He talks about them very well. Sometimes he said that is even interfere with the surgeries that he performs. The blue light interfere with the brain at the moment of the surgery. He like demands to do the surgery when there's no blue lights, no LED lights in the surgical room. It's very interesting. So you can go ahead and listen to him.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll leave us off with is that remember, all things come at a cost, especially convenience and often financial savings come at a cost. LED light bulbs, their perpetuated benefits are that they're cheap, they're low energy, they're long lasting, right? Well, and that's true, but what's the trade-off? Your health and well-being. And that's why it's important to consider, all things. When something's quick and easy, you might be paying with your health. You could think microwaves, you could think, non-stick pans. I mean, the list goes polyester clothing. The list goes on and on and on. But this modern world is full of traps, convenience traps
Right.
that you end up paying for in great ways with your health.
Right.
Annette just put a thing in the chat.
Blue blockers.
Yep.
She put a particular company. Those look intense.
Yeah. Well, she's right though.
She might wear those on an Arctic adventure.
Yeah, she's right because some glasses are, they're just fake. You have to
Yeah.
know where you're getting from and
Yeah.
what you're getting.
But I was just thinking of something that we could share too with Michaela. That about the microwave.
Oh, well, they're terrible.
Microwave is the biggest thing to avoid.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
It kills your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My microwave
There's
is
so
my
many. There's so many.
It kills
yeah.
even water. That's the crazy.
Yeah,
Like it destroys even water. It's
Yeah.
it's the craziest.
it does. It does. My microwave is my storage, so.
No, I use my microwave for the thing you put on your back when your back needs and your back is
Oh,
tight.
the heating,
Open that
the,
up.
Pack.
yeah, yeah,
That's what my
warm packs, yeah.
microwave use.
Right, yeah. Mine is a storage. I put like empty
Yeah,
cans
either
in it.
one's good.
Yeah. They don't want to see.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on tonight's call. This was a great one,
Yep.
as
Yes.
per usual, and we hope to see everyone next week. Coaches, I'll see you in our Telegram chat. Until then, yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful week, everybody.
Yeah, and
Bye-
thank you,
bye,
Carl
everyone.
and Zach. It was wonderful.
Yeah, bye.
So
Thank you for
closing
coming.
thoughts, Carl?
Right.
And thank you, Maya. Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. Good
Okay.
night.
Bye-bye.